guest tonight is everyone's favourite auntie, or TV auntie, I should say. She's a homespun superstar, a legend in her own backyard. She's the country's most famous matchmaker, the undisputed queen of entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, Cilla Black.
Thank you, darling. What an intro. I can't follow that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just look at you. You're wonderful.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Like you when you're a teenager.
Oh, really?
Well, I used to see on Granada television. Seen at 6:30.
Seen at 6:30?
Anyone who had a heart could tell me. That one, you know.
That's a million years ago. Thank you very much for the compliment. But I was in Spain not so long ago. And there was a couple of women, Scousers. I went to spend a penny at a certain club in Spain. And we were in the loo there. And she said, "Oh, Cilla, you look incredible. You look really great. Mind you, you look dead ropey on the telly, but you look great here." And then she turned to me and she said, "Mary, remind me never to go on the television." Thank you so much.
I saw some research, in fact, you put yourself down, you said you're not camera pretty.
No, a lot of people are, you know. A lot of people, the camera loves them. Yeah. And I kind of like it that way, you know, when you see, you know, the punters, as we call them, in the street, when they say, "Oh, God, you look much better off than you do on." There was, this Irish fella as well, again in Spain. I was with Dale. And we walked...
Dale Winton, this would be.
Yeah, my Dale, my lovely Dale.
Okay.
And this Irish fella said, "Oh, it's you, it's you, it's you." I said, "It is, it is, it is." And he said, "Oh, Lulu, I've admired you for so long." I said, "No, I'm not Lou. I'm not Lou. That's a big compliment, but I'm not Lulu." He said, "Oh, geez, oh, well, it's got to be that Petula Clark." So I said, "I'm not Petula, I'm not Pet Clark. Why don't you try Cilla Black?" "Oh, no, you can't be here. You can't be here. She's years older than you." That's what I get. But it's nice, that's nice, I like that.
Well, I mean, here you are, 40 years on and still battling and still... Well, you've seen off that Des Lynam.
Oh, that's not nice. That is not
You've
nice.
seen off Des Lynam.
No.
You'll be known as the person who saw off Des Lynam.
Oh, no, I love Des, I love football.
You all love Des.
Yes.
But you didn't love him nice enough, did you? Or hard enough to actually let him take your spot on a Saturday?
It was actually, had nothing to do with Des at all,
No.
really. It was just that the whole of Saturday night on ITV was handed to you lot over here at the BBC on the plate.
Yeah, we stuff you, don't we?
Yes, you did, and you're still stuffing us. Oh, my God. Well, you personally are. No, the thing is, you don't lose your talent overnight because, you know, your show is misplaced. Football is not family entertainment. It's as simple as that. Blind Date is.
I mean, Blind Date is an institution now, isn't it? You've been, what, 17 years
17
now?
years.
Yeah. When you look at it now, I mean, I suppose that what it does, it teaches you yourself, looking at it, the vast difference there is between, can we use the word courting? When you were courting and people's attitudes, the mores at the time. I mean, I watch these kids on your show and I think, God almighty, they're a lot different than when I was a lad, that's for sure.
Well, that is true. I mean, how do you think I feel? I've got to deal with them on that sofa. I mean, the fellas, I have to say, you know, they get stuck in there and they really insult the girls.
They do.
Oh, they do. They say some terrible things. We had one poor girl on, and she went on the date, the first date, with a, you know, pair of baggy trousers. And one line he said to her, he said, "You know what, sweetheart? Stick to the baggy trousers because your bum is as big as Bournemouth." That is not nice. Is that right, girls? Not nice.
It's not nice.
Not nice.
No. What about other people on the show? Because you've got a nonagenarian you're looking for a partner for, aren't you? You can make a public appeal on this programme.
We are desperate. There's a most fabulous 94-year-old lady who was desperate to come on Blind Date. We want her as a picker, but we're trying to find her a partner. The only problem is she doesn't want a toy boy. She wants somebody who's older. So we were desperate, actually. We phoned several nursing homes. And we sort of said, well, have you got any fellas there? And we've missed the boat every time because they keep saying things like, oh, if only you would have phoned 2 weeks ago.
Now, this is the first series you've done since Bobby died, isn't it? By yourself?
No. I worked all the way through Bobby's illness.
Oh, I know that, but I mean by yourself, what I'm saying, without Bobby. This is the first series you did without him?
No, then again, I had to go through all that. I was still recording.
But Bobby made you go and work, didn't he, when he knew he was dying, in fact?
Absolutely, yes. Bob, in the beginning, it was because he didn't want anybody to know that he was ill. And that was really a big deal for me. And so I deserved an Oscar, I thought. And I'd go along and I'd say, oh, Bobby's, looking after the animals, there's a problem at home, making excuses. And then it came to a stage where, we just couldn't keep it up anymore. And I had to tell, obviously, my producers and the powers that be. And still and all, he said, no, I'm not really that ill. You have to go. You have to put on this face. It was the hardest thing I could have ever done. I thought he was kind of quite cruel at the time.
Well, because he
why are you making me do this? Why are you making me do this? I want to spend every, waking hour with you. Why are you making me do this? But you know what? There was method in his madness, because if I hadn't have done it, I really would not be sitting here today chatting to you. Well, I'm a bit of a coward. I really am a coward. When something that big hits me in the face. And, he just knew me so well. And he knew that if I hadn't have gone back when I did, I would never, ever have done it. I'm glad I did, because at the end of the day, my work has been my lifesaver. It's been fabulous.
Yes. You could never have imagined it happening, of course, could you? You never think about things.
Well, like no one can. I mean, you must remember on that day. I don't know whether you did, but it really sunk into me when we were all going to young James Tarbuck's party, wedding party. We'd been to the church and saw that, taken part in the fabulous nuptial mass, and it was great. But it was very hot, and you invited me back, because I didn't want to walk in my own. I'm still frightened. People don't realise this. I am very worried about going into a place on my own. And you very kindly said, come back to the flat, which was around the corner. Let's have a glass of Cru Cristal champagne. But that's how we started talking about Bobby. And she said, your Mary said, God, I can't imagine life without Michael. And I said, you must, Mary. You must, you must face it now. Because it's such a shock. It was just a total shock. And you have to think about that. Because, you never think it's going to happen to you. You really don't.
But you can't prepare for it, can you?
Gosh, no. No. But I mean, it's wise to think about it. On the lighter side, I have to tell you a kind of funny story. I mean, this is against... it's not sinister at all. It's about 15, maybe 20 years ago, when all the kids, my 3 lads, Robert must have been about 10 or 11, maybe 12, and the boys gradually went down, 6, and then the baby child. So they were all watching this television show, typical Scouse, in pitch black, the lights off, watching this very weepy movie, which was sadly about, the husband died.
Yes.
And I came in with the tea, obviously, switched the lights on. They're all crying their eyes out. But he sat us all down, and this is a long time ago, and he said to
Bobby.
The kids, I want you to know, lads, if anything happened to me, I want you to look after your mum. And they said, well, of course, nothing's going to happen. Oh, what? Nothing's going to... He said, no, listen to me. I want your mum to be happy. So, if she brings a fella back to the bed, what, fella? No, there's no way. Oh, what? No, if she brings another fella round to the house, I want you, all 3 of you, to knock 7 kinds of shades out of it. I always remember that. Only he didn't use shades.
No, he wouldn't have done. No, that didn't ring quite right, knowing Bobby. He was a funny man. He was a
Yeah.
very attractive and nice man. I mean,
Yeah.
he really was. And you, I mean, you must have cast your mind back to when you first met, because I mean, yours was not just a marriage. He was your business manager. He was in many ways, he was your Svengali in a way, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, the first time I met him was when, well, I thought he had money.
Oh.
I did. I thought he had money because had white blonde hair and a suntan. I thought he's off one of the boats, you know, off the docks. He's Norwegian. And I said to my girlfriend, God, we're on here. He was with his mate. I thought, God, these are foreigners. We can touch these for a few drinks here. Anyway, he was from Liverpool. He did lie to me.
Did he?
Yeah, he said he had his own bakery.
Oh.
Yeah, he did. And he worked in Woolies. But I was smitten by then. But he was just so entrepreneurial, you know, even in those days.
Are you through your, it's an impossible question, through the grieving now, do you think?
No, I'm not actually. I'd be a liar to say I was. I thought I'd cracked it. I really thought I'd cracked it because I was in the studio and it was the anniversary, the second anniversary. And it was fine. I did the best show ever, you know, because this one's for you. I even went out to dinner that night at the Ivy with the lovely Joan Collins and Percy, Nicky Haslam. I had the best time. And I came back. I even had a lunch on the Friday with girlfriends, a girly lunch. But on that Friday, after that girly lunch, just this wave. It comes in a big wave, and I was at my lowest of low. I just want to shut the world out, and I go to bed basically. I just shut the whole world down. I don't want. So, and I don't know when it's going to hit me, which is the annoying thing, because you think, yes, I've cracked this grief thing, and you don't ever. I've come to I'm never going to lose that now. Everything that I've done since Bobby died has been baby steps for me. Everything has been a first. I'd never done anything on my own. All I had to do was to put on my false eyelashes and do what I do. I did. I mean, that's the only... But now I have to, you know, housekeeping, money. What's money? I don't know what money is. And then going on a plane for the first time.
Without having arranged it all beforehand?
It was all done for me. I thought, this is not living in the real world. So since then I fly to Spain on my own. I do everything on my own, which is nice. And I'm excited by it now. And I get so upset when they sit me next to a woman on a plane.
Why?
Well, it's so much nicer sitting next to a fella.
Saying, grab hold of me. Oh, I'm kind of flying.
I'm an incredible flirt. You know I'm an incredible flirt.
You are. Have you been doing much flirting lately?
Oh, I was with 6 men last night.
Were you?
Yes. Yeah, they all gravitate. Well, I started out with one. That was Dale.
Yes.
And then by the end of the evening, there were 6 of them.
Right.
Which is quite nice.
It's very nice indeed.
It's quite nice.
Now these friends of yours, are they...
But they were friends before. They were Bobby's friends as well.
Of course.
So I haven't acquired
No,
these
you
friends.
haven't. But are they protective of you? I mean...
Oh, fiercely.
Are they?
Fiercely. I mean, the one that's the most protective, well, he just frightens them off anyway, is Paul O'Grady. And he's very fierce, very protective of me. And I go to New York with Paul, I go to Spain with Dale, and I'll just go anywhere with Biggins. But I mean, in New York with Paul, he took me to the very first bar I'd ever been to, which was quite extraordinary. I'd never been to a bar before, and it was in Greenwich Village, and there was 2 English people there, 2 guys, and this guy said, "Can I buy you a drink, because it's my birthday today. I'm celebrating my 50th birthday." I said, "Fine. Oh, congratulations. Happy birthday." And he said, do I look 50? So I said, "No. No, you don't look 50. No, cheers, happy birthday." He said, Paul, it's... Because it was obviously a big deal for him. Paul, do I look 50? He said, "No. 50? No, you don't look 50. You might have done 10 years ago, but you don't look 50.
I love it.
Oh, dear. He's a devil.
So you have this protection around you then, but
I do.
I think there's a TV series in you at present. You know, I think so. this Praetorian Guard of these guys around you and the men sort of trying to take on.
Well, what chance do I stand? A, I've got to get through your committee, you know, Jimmy, yourself, and Mary. They've got to vet these guys, apart from my 3 sons, and then Dale, and then Paul, and then Biggins. You know, they all say, well, they've got to like us. I mean, what chance?
You've got none whatsoever, girl. Absolutely none whatsoever.
And do you know what?
Well,
I'm enjoying myself.
I'm sure you are. But you're looking good on it.
Thank you.
Okay, well, just to keep it in the family, we've got some you've known all your life,
I know. The
all
baby.
her life, so the baby.
Yes, the baby.
All right, well, we'll get her on, shall we, and have a natter. No doubt you'll have 1 or 2 memories to share with her.
I do.
All right, there's Cilla Black. Thank you very much indeed. Cilla Black.
Thank you, Mike.